Question number 9, Todd Barclay.
My question is to the Minister of Tourism and asks, what announcements has the government made on its commitment to supporting tourism in the regions?
Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Paula
Well, on
Bennett.
behalf of the Minister, the Government is committed to ensuring regional tourism benefits from the fantastic growth that we're seeing in the sector. Last week we announced that we have ring-fenced half of our $8 million Tourism Growth Partnership Fund, now exclusively for projects in the regions that will both help grow jobs and attract new visitors. We also announced that applications are now open for our $12 million regional mid-sized tourism facilities grant, which communities can apply for if they need funding help for infrastructure due to visitors.
Supplementary question, Todd Barclay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. How will the changes to the Tourism Growth Partnership help build tourism businesses in the regions?
Speaker.
The Honourable Paula
On
Bennett.
behalf of the Minister, it's often harder for regional businesses to attract investment to get started. The changes we have made will give people in the regions more opportunity to turn a great idea into a business reality. Those who want to start a new regional tourism venture can apply to the fund. I actually really encourage them to go to the MB website where there's more details on how that's structured and to get their application form.
Supplementary question, David Clendon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Does the Minister agree with Mr Warwick Lowe of Venture Southland that a border levy to pay for regional tourism infrastructure would not discourage people from coming to this country? Or does he agree with Maggie Barry's comment that a border levy would be, quote, a big deterrent to tourism?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, it will be really interesting to see the applications that we get through for the Regional Mid-Sized Tourism Facilities Grant, and I think that's going to give us a real indication of what's happening locally. Some people think we won't get many, others say we're going to be well oversubscribed, so I think that's going to give us a really good indication. In response to the member's absolute question is that other countries have, of course, tourism levies as such. I don't think it's really affected their tourism numbers, but it is something that needs to be investigated from all avenues, and I think that's what's happening at the moment.
Supplementary question, David Clendon.
Does the Minister believe that $7 million a year is sufficient help for small regions struggling to pay for much-needed tourism infrastructure, or would the $20 million that the Green Party's Taonga levy would raise each year would much better serve that need?
The Honourable Paula
Well,
Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, as I said, we've now opened applications. It will be really interesting to see what comes in. As I say, we don't really know. We're hearing all different stories about what the need will be. But we have got, of course, a massive increase now, but the forecasts of more visitors coming means that will continue to have an effect, not just on smaller towns that are struggling with their infrastructure, but equally on our dock estate, which I know that the members have raised as well. So we will be interested in seeing that work that's coming through from the private sector, and we'll be looking at it with an open mind.
Supplementary question, Fletcher Tabuto.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister, how will Franz Joseph, which has only 400 permanent residents but 10 times that number of tourists on any given night, afford to replace its wastewater treatment plant at $6.5 million, given it's one town of many contesting that $12 million fund?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, I'm fully aware of the issues that are going on in Franz Joseph, and there's actually work going on at the moment from a range of officials from a range of industries looking at what looking at what can be done. They do have, I think, quite a unique challenge with not just the size of their ratepayer base, but equally the location of where they are and some of the effects that they're seeing. So we will be talking to them and making sure that we can help with an outcome.
Supplementary question, Todd Barclay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. How do the changes outlined earlier in this question complement the government's wider regional economic development work?
Speaker.
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
What is really important to Tourism New Zealand and equally to this government is that we see the regions benefit from that increase in tourists coming to New Zealand. And we know that there is every opportunity for them to travel more extensively than just through the 3 hotspots of Auckland, Rotorua and Queenstown. We've seen an increase in each region as far as the number of visitors and, more importantly, from the financial benefits and economic benefits that they are getting. And we've completed with regional growth studies, through the work that's been going on in MB, and we really see this as complementing that.
Question number 10.